Hi everybody, if you don't know me already, my name is Kaylee. I am a gut health nutrition coach, so I help people to overcome their chronic gut and digestive issues. I use the principles of ancestral nutrition as well as some other holistic health principles to help people with that. And in today's video, I'm going to be sharing my top 5 tips to help you overcome chronic stress and to activate the parasympathetic nervous system. So basically, if you are feeling like you get stuck in that go, go, go mode and you just feel like you have to keep rushing throughout your day because you want to be productive and you want to get everything done and you're a busy person, you have a lot of stuff to do, and you're kind of sick of how much that is wearing you down and you still want to be productive, but you want to find more of a balance so that you can be productive and calm at the same time and enjoy your day and not have this stress impact other areas of your life, because so often I see this with people that have constipation, get a lot of headaches, have painful periods, have so many other things, have digestive issues, low appetite. So this chronic stress, this go, go, go mindset is not good for your health. So if you want to find a balance of how you can still be productive, still get things done, but have a calmer approach, that's what I'm going to be talking about in today's video. But before I get too far into the video, I just want to let you guys know I have a few spaces open in my program, Ancestral Gut Healing, right now. So if you're wanting to heal your gut by getting to the root cause of your gut issues, really working with your body as a whole, using more holistic principles and really healing your body through your diet, then you would be a perfect fit. And if you want to hear a little bit more, stick around till the end and I'll talk more about what I offer with my program. But back to today's video. So first I want to talk a little bit about my story, because this is something I've dealt with for years and I feel like I'm finally made some good progress, and that's really why I wanted to make this video, because the last 6 months I feel like I've been doing really good with this and I want to share what I've learned and what's helped me. I also want to talk about how this connects to your gut health more. I talk about gut health a lot. I want to bring this back to gut health. And then I will share my top 5 tips with you as well. So for me, this is something probably like middle school, high school is when I kind of dealt with this, getting into this go, 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 want to be productive mindset. So I've basically felt for a while, I really want to be productive. I really want to get things done. And I'd be kind of like an anti-procrastinator. So instead of procrastinating things, I'd feel like I have to immediately do things when they're assigned or when I think of them. So I've always been very productive with that. I've gotten a lot of praise for being productive, but I've gone too far with this to my own demise, where if you're doing all the time and you're always trying to get ahead so you won't have to do it later where your rest never comes. So basically now I'm a lot better with this. I feel a little bit more relaxed about when I wake up. I used to jump out of bed at 6 a.m. Now I get up between 7 and 8-ish, and I'm a little more relaxed with that. I used to look at the time very consistently and I'd be really disappointed in myself if I was behind my top time. So if I was I started my workout at 6:45 in the past, I'm a bad person because I'm starting it at 7:30 today. I would feel very much like that. So basically, this past 6 months at the beginning of the year, I really wanted to strive to better this, and I've gradually been progressing over the years, but I wanted to go extra hard on this, and I feel like I've done a lot better. So basically, I'll get into the things I did later, but I just want to share now, I get up a little later, I do things a little bit slower during the day, but I get pretty much everything done that I would get before done when I was rushing throughout the day, except I don't get an afternoon crash with a headache and brain fog and feeling totally burnt out. I don't really get that anymore. I feel more relaxed, I feel happier, and yeah, it's a lot better. So yeah, just briefly, that's kind of what I've dealt with, and I'll share a little bit more of my story within the video and with the tips. But let's see, I also wanted to mention, this is something I see a ton with my clients. So this I'll see oftentimes with clients that are doing really well with their diet. They're very focused on implementing things that I tell them or I suggest to them. They're really on it with their diet. They're really on it maybe with their exercise and with a lot of lifestyle things already. But sometimes people can really struggle with the stress side of things and just feeling like they have to just go, go, go all day. And yeah, I see this in a lot of my clients, and it is a huge cause for gut issues. So if you are always in this go, 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 so this is going to be the fight or flight sympathetic nervous system, that means that your body's operating like if you were in nature and danger is occurring. So basically this stress state is more to give your body more nutrients and blood and resources to the things that'll help you fight, flee, move quick, get things done. It's a very urgent state that's not meant to be used all the time. And on the contrast, what we want to be in is that parasympathetic state. So that is called the rest or digest state. So that's where your blood and your nutrients and your energy flows into your digestive tract, so you can digest your food well and you can assimilate nutrients into your body and use those nutrients and repair things. If you have gut issues, you probably have some gut damage, maybe some leaky gut, things like that. They need time to repair, they need nutrients to repair, and you need to be in that rest or digest parasympathetic state to heal your body. So if you're stressed all the time, that is 100% delaying your healing and making it probably near impossible for your body to heal until you start addressing this. When you're stressed, like I said, your blood, energy, nutrients flows out of your digestive system. So you're not going to be able to digest food very well. You're not going to have much of an appetite. It's going to be really hard to have bowel movements. Constipation is very common when you're very stressed or feel like you have to go all the time. Yeah, so it affects a lot. It can negatively affect your gut microbiome. It can negatively affect leaky gut. So many things, your hormones. Stress just causes so many issues. It makes it harder for you to absorb your nutrients. You burn through a lot of nutrients when you're stressed. So this is a really important area to address if you want to heal your gut issues for good or other health issues you're dealing with. So yeah, like I said, I've dealt with this, or a lot of my clients have dealt with this too. So I had one client, Alexa, who she had a very low appetite. She had constipation, diarrhea, they would alternate. She was very stressed and she had like period issues too, painful periods. And, you know, we worked on her diet, her gut health, all that stuff. But we also worked on some of the things I'm going to be sharing today. We worked on incorporating some like more restful activities like baths and self-care kind of stuff and walks and exercise. And yeah, just having a more positive mindset and some of the other things I'm going to get into later, but really working on the stress and, you know, calming down before meals, taking a deep breath, that helped her so much. So Alexa was able to overcome all her issues in 3 months, you know, have regular bowel movements again, have a good strong appetite again, no more pain with her periods, and just a lot more relaxed and happier in her life. And I've seen this with a lot of people. My client Elizabeth, we worked a lot on this stuff too, and that really helped her to overcome. She had 20 years of constipation and she got to having regular bowel movements again about 5 or 6 months. So that was awesome. So yeah, I've seen this a lot. My client Svetlana has constipation as well, and she has seen a significant improvement since working together in the last few months, just by really addressing her mindset and starting to manage stress around bowel movements. She told me she no longer has this basically like fear if she misses a day, and has a lot more relaxed approach, and as a result is able to have more complete bowel movements. So anyways, really common. So yeah, let's get into the tips now. So basically, tip number 1 is to reevaluate your schedule. And this might sound a little silly, but basically write down what you do on an average day and like certain things you do on certain days each week. Like I go grocery shopping on Wednesdays, you know, so something like that, or I work out Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So things like that you would do very consistently that take up larger amounts of time. And then find areas you can cut back. So when I was a little bit more stressed, I had a very elaborate morning routine, and, you know, meditation, reading mantras, cold showers, practicing archery, all these things I would do in the morning are wonderful things, but they don't have to be done every day, especially because I used to meditate every day in the morning, and it was the most rushed, ridiculous meditation. It would be like sitting there feeling like, oh my God, I got to start my day. I have so many things to do. I'm like, this isn't meditating. So now I have a little bit more relaxed on how often I do it, and I try to do it much better and focus on that quality over quantity. So just because you're doing things that are good doesn't necessarily mean you have to do them all the time. I had a time where I was really focusing on detoxing, and I would do like dry brushing 3 times a week and like coffee enemas once a week. And I had lots of practices I was doing for that. And that was great at that time, but I don't want to do dry brushing 3 times a week for the rest of my life. That takes too much time and I don't feel like I need to. So just because a practice is good doesn't mean you have to do it every day, super frequently, or at this period in your life. So really evaluate, what are the core things you really want to be doing. And let's see, what else do I have here? You can always decrease the frequency of things. I've definitely done this before. Okay, I wasn't really getting in a good rhythm with meditating every day. Not saying you can't, you absolutely can, but just at this point in my life, I wasn't. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do 2 times a week and make them really good times. So I'd say 2 good solid meditations are better than every day of this like worried waiting to start the day time sitting that you can't really even call a meditation. So you can always decrease the frequency of things. You can cut things out. This isn't serving me right now, I'm cutting this out. Also, really figure out which things are your most important things and try to set up your schedule so you're doing your most important things first, so you don't end up like later in the day being like, oh my God, I have this huge thing I still have to do. Do those huge, big, important things first as much as you can. That will just decrease so much stress. And also when you're writing this, figure out your common pitfalls. Like, do you always start to get really tired and exhausted at this time of the day? Maybe you need to schedule a little break there or a walk or something like that. So just basically go over your schedule, see where you can improve it. And what this will do is it'll set you up for more success. So we're going to get into it in a second, talking about when this stress, this, oh my God, I just have to keep going, comes up, what to do about it. But basically, like, simplifying your schedule will set you up for better success and prevent you from even getting to that point. So that's tip number 1. Tip number 2, when you are stressed and in that go mode and you go, oh my God, I'm doing it again. When you realize it right there, you stop and just take a few breaths and kind of calm down. And then you want to ask yourself some questions and kind of talk to yourself a little bit. So first you want to ask yourself something like this. It doesn't have to be exact, but why do I feel that way right now? Why do I feel stressed right now? And you want to ask yourself, like, is your reason really true? And is there a better way or something that's more true? So, okay, going about the day stressed, and I'm like, oh my God, okay, I feel really stressed right now. And it's like, okay, why do I feel stressed? Well, I've got X, Y, and Z that I still have to do today. And then, like, why are you stressed about that? Well, what if I can't get it done? And it's like, okay, well, if I don't get it done, what happens? And then I oftentimes realize, oh, nothing will happen. I would just do it the next day. And I have time to do all of this or most of this today, and stressing about it isn't going to help. So when you can do this kind of dialect and asking questions, in your head in the moment, you can start to see reality better, more for how it actually is. So you might be creating all this stress when you really don't need to. And the thing is too, if you're stressing about things, you are wasting a lot of energy stressing. I mean, think about it. Our body in fight or flight, it has a lot of energy ready to be used to fight or flee. But in your rest and digest phase, you don't need all of that. So even though we don't actually have a danger present, our body acts that way and wastes a lot of nutrients and energy. So if you just kind of calm yourself down, you will have more energy to get stuff done, and you'll probably get more done. So yeah, just kind of realizing that. So when you feel stressed, stop and take a break, kind of talk to yourself a little, ask yourself questions, and figure out what's really going on and if your stress is really worth it or not, because it probably isn't. And reminding yourself of that will help you to calm down. And the more you do this, the easier it gets, the more routine it gets. And this is how you're really going to like rewire your brain to not default go into the stress go mode all the time. So then let's see. Oh, one more thing on that. So also kind of identify your current belief and what you would rather believe in this situation. So current belief could be something like, I have to rush to get everything done in the day. But you realize through this kind of self-talk, that's not actually true. I can get everything done without rushing. So, when you're feeling that way, why am I so stressed? Because I have to rush to get everything done. Telling yourself like, no, actually I don't. I can get everything done without rushing. rephrasing this in the way you actually, the truth, rephrasing it as what's actually true will help you so much. So definitely do that. And then if you can find evidence or build evidence for this over time, that will help you believe it more and realize how true it is. So, say you try this one day and then it works really well and you get everything done and you're not stressed. And then the next day or a week later, you find yourself doing this again. You go, oh my God, I'm doing it again, and I don't need to be stressed now because I can get everything done that I need to get done in a day. Look at what happened last week when I relaxed more. I felt better at the end of the day, blah, blah, blah. Just use that as evidence or see other people that do this to remind yourself that it actually is true. So then also think about, has there really ever been a day that you couldn't get everything you absolutely needed to get done? Not everything you wanted to, because obviously there are lots of days you don't get everything you wanted to done, but you usually just move it to the next day and it's no big deal. So has there ever really been a day that you didn't get something done that caused this huge catastrophic event or consequence? Because I really doubt it. That's never happened to me. So reminding myself of that is also something that helps a lot. Okay, so tip number 3 is think about who you want to be on a day-to-day basis and how you want to show up in the world and how you want other people to perceive you. So, okay, for myself, I think about, I don't want to be someone who's rushing all around, unable to pause to have a short conversation with someone that I love, never able to be flexible because I have to stick to my rigid schedule, going like, oh, it's 8 o'clock, like I have to start this, like, sorry, shut up, like I'm doing my thing. Like, I don't want to be like that. And I don't want to be stressed all the time. I want to be someone who is productive, that's important to me, but not at the expense of all these other things. So I want to be calmly productive. I want to get things done, get them done well, be present in the moment, be present with what I'm doing. So I'm not just thinking about, oh, I have to do X, Y, and Z later or whatever, but I can enjoy like, oh, I'm filming my YouTube video outside right now and not worry about, oh, I have to make dinner later and whatever else, like finish up work or whatever. But like, I'm here, I'm filming my video for you guys. So like being more present. So I think about that. And then also like, yeah, how I want other people to see me. If you have kids, how do you want to role model this for your kids? Do you want them to see you as someone who's calm and collected, yet productive, like going about their day, and really role model that calmness for them? Yeah, I mean, I just feel like life overall is more enjoyable that way. Yeah, so that was a huge thing that's helped me a lot, and I hope that one helps you too. So then number 4 is kind of similar to what I've talked about already, but I just kind of felt like it deserved its own little tip point. So it is to slow down as you go throughout the day. So I used to focus on, I want to be the most productive possible. Every day has to be the best day, better than the day before. Totally unsustainable. So now I try to focus on more being the best I can that day and working with what I have that day. So if I'm a little bit more tired, then I might do a little bit less that day. But you know what? The day after, I might have a lot more energy from resting the day before and get a lot more work done. Mondays are some of my most productive work days. If I take Saturday and Sunday off, or mostly off from work, which I usually either do only a tiny bit of work or no work on Saturday and Sunday, Mondays are so productive because I had a restful weekend. Where later in the week it might be a little less. It varies all the time. So really think about what you have to give that day and working with what you have, because you can't just magically pull a bunch of energy out of nowhere. Like, it just doesn't work. So not every day is going to be your most productive day, and that's okay. And just remember, if you're not worrying so much about being the most productive and getting on to the next task and checking all these things off a list, you won't waste as much energy worrying, and you will get more done in that way. So it really helps you to be more productive if you are less stressed. And then my very last tip is brainstorming long-term changes. So sometimes there are causes of stress in your life, like work or school or finances, or I don't know, those seem like the biggest ones, but things like that, or maybe a roommate or something like that, or a relationship or whatever it is, that requires a more long-term solution. It's important to brainstorm these too so that you can decrease stress in the long run. And there might be things you're like, oh, I can't control this now. It's like, okay, like maybe that's not something you can immediately fix, but why don't you start planning for it for the future so that it can be better. So some examples I have are like school used to be more stressful for me, or not even so much stressful, it's just it was like, oh my God, so much time is going to this and I have so many other things I need to do. So that would kind of put me in this mindset more. So when I went to college instead of high school, starting school a little later was really nice. Like I had time to do my workouts and I didn't have to get up at 5:30 anymore. I could get up at 7 and then go do my workout and then go to school. So that was really nice. I actually had time in the morning to have bowel movements before school, or I didn't have school every day. College is a little more flexible that way. But in high school, it was like rush out the door of school. It's like, I don't even have time to have a bowel movement. No wonder I was so constipated. But yeah, so that's something, being in high school, I couldn't change that much of it. There are obviously some options, but, for me, it was when I went to college, that got better. Now that I've been graduated for a few years, that's even better. And I don't have to deal with that. Another one for me, now I work from home. Now I work for myself. That makes it a lot easier too. I don't have to worry about getting out the door early to go to work, or working a job I don't like, or, obviously it's different and not everyone's going to do that. Not everyone wants to, and that's fine. It's just figuring out what works better for you. So those are just kind of the biggest things I could think of in retrospect that kind of changed and really helped me in this journey, I guess you could say. So just to kind of recap, the main tips I have are: 1, to reevaluate your schedule. 2, when you're stressed and in that go, go, go mode, to ask yourself questions, talk to yourself, and figure out what's really going on. 3, to think about what you like, who you want to be on a day-to-day basis, how you want people to see you. 4 is to slow down as you go throughout the day, just have a little more relaxed, calm, productive approach to the day. And then number 5 is to brainstorm those long-term changes that you want to make. So yeah, I hope you found that helpful. Like I mentioned at the beginning, I do have some spaces available in my program right now. I actually thought of the idea for this video because I've noticed this in clients. One of my clients asked me about something like this recently, and just giving her advice, I was like, oh wow, I bet this could help a lot of people. So I got that idea here. But basically, when we work together, anything that you're dealing with, you get more personalized help. You get that guidance you need so that when you're dealing with different gut issues, you have the roadmap to heal and you have the support to heal too. So that's what I offer with Ancestral Gut Healing. You get that roadmap of understanding exactly how to heal your gut, how your body works together. And then you get that support and guidance along the way. You get that personalized support as things come up for you, as you have questions. You get that guidance so that you really can heal your body for good. You can heal those gut issues. You can overcome the constipation, the diarrhea, indigestion, bloating, gas, hormonal issues, skin issues, whatever you're dealing with, they can absolutely be overcome. Most of my clients overcome their issues in about 3 months. It's pretty amazing how your body will heal when you give it the right tools and practices to do so. So if you're interested in learning more about what I offer with Ancestral Gut Healing, seeing if it's a good fit for you, I will link a link below where you can book a call with me. And I would be happy to share more about it with you, hear about your situation, and yeah, see if it's a good fit for you. So if you are interested, be sure to book a call. I'd love to talk with you. And yeah, if you made it to the end, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it valuable. If you did, if you know someone that would like it, feel free to share it with them. You can like it, you can comment, anything like that helps me out a lot, and I really appreciate it. Thank you for watching.